Hey homeschoolers, today we've got some travel books, geography books, today on Homeschool Chronicles. Welcome back, and today we've got some books that we found related to different locations in the different cities and stuff. Like maybe these are books that you would get if you went to these places and they would sell them to tourists. So we've got Rome, the Eternal City, Rome and Vatican in English. So maybe someone found this in Rome. It's got a lot of different pictures about Rome and the Vatican. So this is a good one, and it tells you a lot about it too. So you got a lot of information here on Rome. This is good for people to read, kids to read, to learn about different locations around the world, different cities. So Rome in color. It's a good one. Next, we've got Discovering Pompeii. This is from the Superintendent of Archaeology in Pompeii. It says in Italian there, but it's in English, and it's got some pictures and history about Pompeii in there. So if you went to Pompeii, you'd probably find this in the gift shop of Pompeii. I guess Pompeii has a gift shop. So there's some illustrations and a lot of information on that. So Discovering Pompeii. And then here we have Ephesus Ruins and Museum. There's a museum in Ephesus now. The old, where Paul wrote the book of Ephesians, the Church of Ephesus. So this is good if you like church history. It shows you what Ephesus, all the ruins from Ephesus were like, or what they look like now, I guess. And there's churches there and stuff. The Church of St. John is there. All the different landmarks that are there that you can see if you go to Ephesus. Apparently it's a big tourist attraction. They have a museum now. And check it out. Ephesus Ruins and Museum. That's a good one. And next we have the Vatican with all the restored Sistine Chapel, Last Judgment, and Stan's frescoes. So this one is from the Vatican Museum as well. So this one is probably from their gift shop. The Vatican palaces, it has all the different buildings and all the paintings and stuff that they have in the Vatican. So you can, without going there, you can, if you're not able to go there, you can at least see what it looks like in this book. So it's pretty good to look at. It gives you an idea of what you would see if you went there. Of course, it's not, they have an Egyptian museum there too. So it's not as good as going there for real life, but hey, not everyone can go to the Vatican all the time, right? So it's good. All right, next we have this book we found at a garage sale last year called From the Wild. It is portfolios of North America's finest wildlife artists. So we're looking at the wilderness locations here. They've got this one's signed by the author. It looks like it's signed by someone. Edited by Christopher Hume. And oh, I see. So all the authors in here have put their signatures in there too. So it's like a printed signature, not a real signature. But this is a huge like coffee table book with all the different paintings that they did and all the artists. It's in black and white though, so the paintings are not in color. Well, there's some color here, and there's a bookmark. But there's a color one there. There's a couple of color plates there. There's some color pages. There's a lot of color pages too. So that's some pretty good stuff. If you like wildlife art, this is a good book. Robert Bateman, artist. He's one of the famous artists for this type of stuff, and that's Robert Bateman. So that's the one I would recognize from here. Anyway, there's 10 or 12 different artists in there that are profiled, so check that out. That was a good one for cheap. And another art book we got from the National Gallery, and when they had the Gustave Doré exhibit at the National Gallery in Ottawa a few years ago. So this is the Doré Gallery, his 120 greatest illustrations. So there we have this type. He had a distinct style of illustration, and he did a lot of religious type illustrations as well. And stuff related to the Bible. He did a lot of biblical illustrations too. So there's like editions of the Bible where they have his illustrations in them. So Gustave Doré is pretty good. So check that out. That's Don Quixote. It's Don Quixote. So that's pretty good too. So Gustave Doré is one of my favorite artists, I guess. And then we've got The Rocky Mountains, Crest of a Continent by J.A. Krause. It has a lot of pictures from the Rocky Mountains area. So here's some interesting stuff that you could see. There's a lot of pictures in here. Mostly pictures. Not a lot of text in here. This is a heavy book too, so mostly pictures with a little bit. Well, let's see. There's some text, but this would be a quick read because there's a few pages like that, but then there's a whole bunch of pages that have just photos in them. So that's pretty good. So, but good to see all the different locations in the Rocky Mountains. So that is that one. And then, okay, so that's all we have for today on those books. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below, and we'll see you next time on Homeschool Chronicles.